Welcome to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcast, where the power of words becomes a bridge between worlds. In this podcast, we embark on a dynamic exploration of the human experience, weaving a tapestry of diverse voices, stories, and perspectives. I am your host, LaVenia Richards. Join us on a journey that transcends boundaries, fostering connection, empathy, and a deeper understanding of the rich mosaic that defines us all. Get ready to reflect, resonate, and embark on a transformative odyssey through the art of conversation. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding, to our Two Cancers, One Truth series. I am your host, LaVenia Richards, and we have our wonderful co-host, Mr.
Levi Richards Jr.
Yeah. So listen, we are happy to be back this week. We're talking about some powerful stuff this week, y'all. Our topic today is, why are people afraid of healthy love? That's what we're going to talk about. And I want to see, why do you think some people are afraid of healthy love? You know, some people can be more comfortable in chaos than peace. Healthy love can feel unfamiliar to wounded people. And also, a lot of people don't trust peace because they've lived in survival mode. And we may touch some of those topics, but as usual, Dad, I want you to kick us off with your perspective of, why are people afraid of healthy love?
Well, because it's sometimes there is this fear of they're scared of being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Vulnerability looks like it opens a person up to harm, damage, or
Mm-hmm.
attacking me. Uh, you know, and these are the things. Sometimes people are afraid that something's going to happen to make me sad. Something's going to happen to make me scared. Something is going to happen to do damage to me. So the fear of being vulnerable, or vulnerability, makes all these demon things come up. So in our minds, and it's could be connected to past trauma, whatever. But people tend to, instead of building trust and not
Mm-hmm.
hiding behind a shield, they would rather, be scared of vulnerability, and opposed to, you know, and I think it's just that vulnerability that, because of past hurts, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I want a healthy relationship. I want uh, to be in this, but that prevention, vulnerability is a big one.
I'm going to have to agree with that. And I think I'm going to add to that, chaos.
Hmm.
Chaos becomes addictive. You know, um, Sometimes we get so comfortable in the space we in. It's like some people live off of that. They thrive for it. It becomes addictive. The toxicity of it is not healthy. But I know he does this, that, and the other. But girl, it's just, the love is so passionate and this, that, and the other. I know he cheats, but girl, when he's with me, it's that chaos of it. You become addicted to it. There's a rush to it, and so you start feeling like that's what you deserve, or that's the standard, if you will. Some people get very addicted to the chaos of the relationship, so they don't even dare imagine what normalcy feels like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really, I like what you said. Yeah, because vulnerability is a big thing for me too. Um, and it was because of my chaos, because of the chaos that I had experienced. I didn't want to be vulnerable, because who could be my safe space, right? Who could be
Yeah.
my safe space? So, and I don't trust nobody no more. So I'm gonna just deal with so and so, because yeah, I may have been with him for 10 years, and yeah, he don't really, you know what I'm saying? He beat me up and stuff, but he bring me his check home. right? So it's
Yeah.
that chaotic action and perception that they get in the relationship, thinking that that's something that you're supposed to accept.
I agree. And also the one of the factors is fear of disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it's like that's a some sort of strong emotional block. Uh, it involves us avoiding uh, new hopes, new opportunities. We that uh, I am afraid that I'm not going to please everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to please everybody instead of pleasing myself. So
Right.
that strongly it's that mechanism that wants to block you from
Mm-hmm.
being available, accessible, because you're afraid. People are afraid. Some people are afraid of being disappointed. You know.
Very much so. So they put up guards and these boundaries and things, not to let people in. And I would have to agree with that. I also feel like that healing changes attraction patterns,
Yeah.
meaning, when you start healing, and I can attest to this myself, you swear you love somebody till you heal. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? And things don't look as sexy or attractive when you start healing. You know what I'm saying? So now when you start healing, you recognize that so and so hasn't been home 3 nights in a row. It's more important now that you realize that so and so ain't been, helping you out at home with the maintenance of whatever. It's you looking that you're not receiving as much. And now the patterns, you look at the person different. And I think sometimes people are afraid to heal because they know that it's going to change the perception of that person that they swore was their husband or their
Yeah.
wife, right? Because you dare not taint the illusion or the delusion that you've created. So healing, it can change that attraction. And I think a lot of people stop from healing because they're afraid of that healthy relationship.
Yeah. 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 Fear of trust. Uh, that brings up a lot of things for people. I mean, like I said, it if you know what betrayal is, if a person has actually experienced uh, betrayal,
Mm-hmm.
and are emotional harm,
Mm-hmm.
all this stems from people's past traumas.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
if I've had trauma, uh, it's kind of difficult for me to trust. So it is fear of trust. If those things are controlling my mindset, uh, it becomes very difficult to let people in. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm a wounded bird and my trauma is there, so it takes a lot after certain and these relationships, man. Healthy relationships require us being healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It requires what you just talked about, healing. And
Mm-hmm.
broken people can't help broken people.
Right.
They can pacify and we talked about this earlier, some things. My mama got a little pussy, and mama got this is the reason we need to get
Right.
together.
All that. Uh-huh.
I mean, but when you get raw, I mean, even you know, the energy of people is everything. If I'm broken, it's gonna be hard for me to socialize, to go to work, to talk to somebody on the phone, my parents, whatever it is. What's wrong with you? What's going on? You don't seem to be yourself. Well, until I heal, until I
Mm-hmm.
overcome this trauma, you know what I'm saying, that I've actually experienced,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be difficult for me to, and other things like, verbal abuse,
Mm-hmm.
abandonment.
Right.
there are things that realistically cause people not to trust.
Mm-hmm.
And so building what does a healthy relationship like for me if I don't have the ability to stop being scared, to stop being
Mm-hmm.
afraid, allowing my fears,
Mm-hmm.
to control me. When people get things locked in their head, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's very difficult if you can't get past that barrier, that wall. Uh, Trust is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and even, it takes a lot for someone to gain my trust. I'm not that easy with my trusting. I'm not insecure. I'm not an
Mm-hmm.
insecure person, but it's like for me to trust you, and if I trust you, I trust you. But if you show me something else, you know, I got notes, I got files, I got paperwork, I got receipts,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes part of a healthy relationship is learn how to leave you alone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, there was a word that you used that I like because that was leading me to my point because you kept saying trauma.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is that healthy love can be boring to traumatized people. It can
Mm.
seem boring. See, because it's not enough chaos. It's not enough. So when you get healthy love, it's boring because it's like, we not fighting. We not swinging. You ain't calling me a bunch of bees. You ain't calling me a bunch of
Right.
MFers. You know what I'm saying? You ain't stabbing me in the back. No, 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 no. Something wrong. You lying. You hiding something. You too good to be true. You perfect. No, 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 no. Oh no, they waiting on the bomb to drop. This is too boring. Where's the argument? Where's the cheating? Where's the lying? Where's the chaos? I need that. This is not normal for my system because they don't know what normalcy is and healthy love. So they
Mm.
looking for the trauma because that's boring to them. Now I need Leroy to call me a couple of names first. You know what I'm saying? Now I need Shawana to still be dating her baby daddy and still getting my money from me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that kind of thing I have noticed healthy love can definitely feel boring to people who have lived in a life of trauma.
Right.
Because it's not, they don't know what healthy, their nervous system has never experienced that to have anything to compare it to.
And along with that trauma type of thing, one of the things that's created is uh people who are traumatized like that, they
Hmm.
avoid intimate relationships.
Oh yeah, they do.
No, they don't want you to get too close. I mean,
Mm-mm.
even I notice people withdraw socially. You
Yeah.
know, they can't go out and have a good time. They sit in a place and they look, weird and uncomfortable, and because they shut down. Trauma causes people to shut down, and if you don't get healed from it, um, it's impossible to move forward.
Yeah.
Uh,
And like you
right.
said, they become unavailable, and I'm gonna also say, like I was just talking about this, that's crazy because that's my other point about the nervous system. It becomes conditioned to inconsistency. The nervous
Mm,
system, that's what I'm saying. See, and we psych ourselves out, and so we fool ourselves into believing that's the normal. And I want to be clear, because I know we had a couple of guests mention this. When we're talking, I want everyone to understand that we're not just talking about intimate relationships. Where this
right.
doesn't always have to do with just you being intimate with somebody. This is platonic relationship, friendships, relationships with your family. Like some people don't even know what it's like to have healthy love with their parents or their children. So we're not limiting when we're talking about this. Take it as it resonates because some people may not be married. You know what I'm saying? Some people may not have had a husband or so forth. But if it resonates with you, we're saying healthy people are afraid of healthy love across the board. We're not just talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. We're talking about relationships. Sometimes oh, that's my sister. So, that's just how sis is. Sis been dogging you out and stabbing you in your back for the past 20 years, but you so used to the unhealthy aspect of it. And that's just how she is. That's why she keeps doing it. Because you afraid that if you tell sis, I don't like this. And
Right.
if you heal, right, what's going to happen to the dynamics? You don't know the unknown, so you'd rather stick with the toxicity. So it doesn't matter whether it's platonic or intimate. We're just speaking about people are simply, this applies to all relationships in love.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But go
Right
ahead.
on
You were
the
going to say
point.
something. Uh huh.
Yeah. I want to kick this around for a minute. Some people are emotionally unavailable.
Mm hmm.
Uh, there's either inability or an unwillingness to connect on a deep emotional level.
Mm hmm.
Uh, they avoid uh, commitment,
Mm hmm.
uh, uh, shutting down during serious talks.
Uh huh.
Yes, I'm saying
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
a
They
serious
ghost
conversation.
you.
Oh yeah, yes. Uh, keeping physically and emotionally distant.
Mm hmm.
They don't want to get too close. They don't want it because they are not able to be in their woundedness. Some people,
Yeah.
you know, uh, they just can't do it. And basically we have to discover where everybody is that we're dealing with in a relationship.
Mm
You know what I'm
hmm.
saying? We got to understand what people are. And if I see certain things, I'm experiencing certain things from you, and the math ain't mathing,
Mm hmm.
there's a problem there. And sometimes I don't need to know what the problem is. I just need to be aware that we're not on the same page. I mean, I was
Mm
talking
hmm.
to someone recently, one of our listeners, um, and they were saying, two times they married men. And they reached a point that going forward,
Mm hmm.
they don't want no mean man in their life. Both of
Mm
their
hmm.
husbands, both of her husbands
Mm
were
hmm.
mean,
Mm
just
hmm.
mean men, you know, and their sickness, their trauma, their issues, they take it out on you, and you're supposed to wear this. You talk to me a
Right.
certain way, like I'm not important, I don't matter. So the disconnect. Uh, it's painful, but I'm saying when you when you get to the point, male or female, or whatever it is, a person, human being,
Mm
that you realize these things are not appropriate for me to have a relationship with anybody. I got to
hmm. Mm hmm.
understand what it is I'm about, what I'm looking for, and how you fit. And I said that one other time. Everybody's not my cup of tea. I understand it. Everybody don't like me, but the point is, I'm going to tell my truth.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you know how I feel. I don't need you to like me
Mm
for me
hmm.
not, I'm not a pretender.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. If you want to know, don't ask me something unless you want to know, because
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You
Mm
know,
hmm.
and if we don't gel and we don't mesh, I'm still, you know, we clear the air. I just need the air to be clear where I'm at.
Mm hmm.
Because uh, being true to myself is the most significant part of my existence.
Period.
And I don't dream of what I want. I
Mm
don't sit
hmm.
and fantasize and go into this thing in my head and live in this space that you're gonna be this and you're everything to me and you're this person, you're everything I need, and I'm looking for you. You came into my life and you showed me this wonderful way, and now
Mm
I don't know what you're doing and you got me messed up and I don't know what the hell's going on. Well, when I reach the point that I see that a person is unavailable
hmm. Yeah.
emotionally, is not present with me for the number of reasons mentioned, I got to pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, I just experienced that, and it's a tough feat because it's like trying to get into Fort Knox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating, and it leaves you in chaos because
Mm.
you're always on this hamster wheel trying to wonder why you can't crack the code, why you
Ooh,
can't crack the box open, why it's so much, you know what I'm saying? What's
right.
the word? Force back, you know what I'm saying?
Force.
Kick back from it. So it's just like, but I learned that peace can initially feel uncomfortable. See, I can understand that chaos because I was so busy in my head trying to figure out the BS of the situation that I didn't take time to look at how it was affecting my nervous system, causing me to be in panic and causing me to be back where I used to be. You know what I'm saying? Because that was something that was familiar to me, the chaos, and then as time got on though, and I started to heal and I started to analyze the situation, and I'm like, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Clearly there's something about me that you can't move forward with, and that's okay. But I can't keep trying to force open and crack because you're emotionally unavailable. And maybe it's because you with somebody else. Maybe it's because your mama hurt you. Maybe it's because your daddy left. Maybe it's because you got bullied in school. Maybe it's because XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. But that's not my job to try to crack the code and fix you. When you see that a person is emotionally unavailable, it is not your job. That don't make it healthy. It is not your assignment, therefore, to be the one to make their heart open. It is your assignment to realize that that is not healthy love, and don't be afraid to walk away and get you somebody that is emotionally available. Yeah.
Exactly.
See, peace can feel really, really uncomfortable at first, but when I got it, it started feeling better and better because I was no longer in my head. I was no longer wondering how somebody so loving like me could not crack the code of this person who had determined and decided that nobody was getting in. They decided that years before I ever met them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This was already established. That agreement was with, they made it long time ago, and I had no idea that that was it. But some people will play with you because they know that they don't have anything to offer you, but because they're afraid to try the healthy love, they'll F over you or mess over you
Right.
so that they can rob you of that light and that joy, but they know they have nothing to offer because they're not available. They can't do it. And so it pulls you into this trap that is not healthy. Love is reciprocal.
Yes.
And if you walking away from any relationship feeling empty, friendship, situationship, whatever the ship is, if that ship is sinking, get off the boat.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just had to
Wow.
dive into that. I felt that in
Gotcha.
my core,
Gotcha.
baby.
Yeah, yeah. So I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Many people never learn healthy communication.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the first thing that happens in healthy communication, uh, the first thing is you got to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't know how to listen. When I say listen, that means you're paying full attention
Mm-hmm.
without planning what you're going to say next. You know what I'm saying? You ever talk to people, get engaged with people, and trying to have a conversation with them, and they are not listening. You don't
At
have their
all.
full attention. They're not paying you any attention at all, and
At all.
they're so caught up in what they're gonna say next. And I said this to people 1,000 times. I said, "Look here, I'm sorry. God gave you one mouth and two ears for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, real
so
talk.
it's not gonna break you to
Mm-hmm.
listen for a minute and to hear before. Stop letting your brain tell you that you need to speak.
Mm-hmm.
That's not healthy communication. Some people just don't know how to communicate because it's all about them. So a healthy communicator says you speak to yourself first, right?
Mm-hmm.
You speak to yourself first. So in other words, I feel upset. That's healthy communication. Instead of opposed to uh, blaming somebody,
Yeah.
and saying, you
Mm-hmm.
always do this to me. You
Yeah.
always, you ready to attack. And when you are not a healthy communicator, when you're not communicating properly, um, your body language changes.
Mm-hmm.
You, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you lie, when you're not involved, when you're not, you got, we was talking about something the other day, something happened, right? So anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell by the body language what's happened in the conversation. So,
Yeah.
and when the communication is proper, uh, you avoid interrupting people when they're talking.
Mm-hmm.
You let them complete their sentences and say what they got to say. If we are, if we, no. See, I'm so busy thinking that I can't take you telling me the truth. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear what you got to say. I got to cut you off.
Yeah.
You know, I can't take constructive criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Mm-hmm.
to have some feedback. I'm waiting to give you my feedback when you tell me, when you criticize me, or when you
Tell
evaluate
me how
us.
you feel. Even just simply how you feel.
Yeah.
It's combative because like they on the defense, they ready to respond.
Oh my God. So that behavior doesn't allow people to finish what they got to say. So it's a bad form of communication. Some people have no communication skills at all,
At
and they are
all.
not interested in having them either.
No. Because
So
most
that
people
person's
want to
not
be
for me.
right.
So what?
Yeah. I said, because most people want to be right
Now
than
that
reach
part
any
right there,
type
see
of.
that's
Yeah.
huge right there.
Yeah.
Now you got to kick that around. See, because some people would rather be right. They're a right beater, a truth beater. They got to be right to prove their
Yeah.
point. Forget
Mm-hmm.
that you got another person, whether whoever the person is, don't have to be
Right.
your lover, but you got another person in front of you. That person has feelings. Everybody brings something to the table. You ain't the only person
Right.
brings something to the table.
Right.
If we gonna
But it turns
communicate,
into a me situation.
oh
You know,
my
you trying to
God,
say, hey, I really didn't like how, we talk. Well, I didn't like how it just flips up because nobody wants to take accountability. And see, another thing for me is a lot of people confuse anxiety with passion.
yeah,
See, people, that's the anxiety. When you get them butterflies, that's really your intuition telling you some shit ain't right. I'm
go
just
ahead.
gonna tell you sometimes. You go, oh girl, he just give me. She just, oh man, when I get with a man, yeah, that's your intuition telling you something. Hey, look a little deeper. Sometimes anxiety from the
Mhm.
chaos, anxiety from the not knowing, anxiety from the emotional unavailable woman or man. You know what I'm saying? The anxiety from the being in your head all the time, the anxiety of not being happy, all of that. You think it's passion. You think you show enough in love because this is what love feels like in passion. No, it's passion. That's anxiety. You
Yeah,
stressed out. You living from a lower state. You in fight or flight mode all the time, trying to figure out how this relationship gonna work out. Is he coming home? Is she coming home? Is she pregnant this time? Is she gonna burn me again? Is he gonna leave with the check? Is he gonna come home? Is he gonna give me the money for the rent? It's just all of this stuff, and we be talking about we in love. That no, that's just some anxiety and fear based love.
yes.
Yeah.
So here it comes again.
Mm.
Pride keeps people
Oh my God. Yeah.
emotionally closed.
Man, pride
Uh,
is something else,
yeah,
man.
pride is this protective shield that people put up, right? For the
Mm-hmm.
ego, uh, it creates barriers.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? My
Yeah.
ego, I gotta protect my ego. So that's gonna be a barrier created by me, preventing true vulnerability,
Mm-hmm.
uh, preventing my fear of appearing weak,
Mm-hmm.
preventing this weakness, uh, preventing me from losing control.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, my need, we talked about a second ago, my need to be right,
Yeah.
prioritizing winning. wait, finally, I'm so full of myself, or people are full of themselves, even, uh, that I refuse help.
Yeah.
Refuse help. No, I need some help. They know they need your help. They know
Hmm.
you. They need you to assist them, right?
Uh-huh.
But that pride.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
no,
that
no,
pride
no.
is some pride. Look, pride always goeth before the fall, though.
Yeah, yeah,
You
it'll
know.
happen. But
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
that
it'll
is the
happen. Go
thing.
ahead.
Yeah, it really does because the ego is something big, man. The ego, and people think ego is just the person saying, I'm the man or I'm the woman. The
Hmm.
ego is the fear that tells you that you don't deserve the love that you
Right,
deserve. The ego is, you saying, nah, I'm just better off with Leroy because, you know what I'm saying? He's a good man. I know he 23 years older than me, but he got a check, just settling, sacrificing yourself. Your ego tells you that you don't deserve. Your ego tells you what your big mama and them said you was when you was little because they didn't like your daddy. Just stupid stuff like that. Ego is huge. I'm glad you brought that up, man. That's deep. That's
oh
deep.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And another thing I want to add to that is people need to understand that emotional safety requires openness. In
Hmm.
order to be emotionally safe, you got to be open with where you at, is what I'm taking that as. What I mean by that, in order for me to be safe, is for me to look at you and say, you know what, Dad, when we had our last conversation, man, I just, I kind of felt a little offended, and this is how I felt. I am hurting. Now I don't know what it was that triggered me, man, but blah blah blah, I need to see if we can talk about it, right? That's me being open, letting you know this is how I emotionally feel, and I'm open with you, and I'm gonna lay this on the line because I gotta be honest with myself.
Right.
Now, if I come to you after that and I can't be safe with you, it is my obligation to understand that this love ain't healthy for me,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Okay.
So now what do I do? Do I keep on coming to a person that is emotionally unavailable, has no interest in what I'm saying, can't communicate with me, don't have no, what I'm saying, reciprocity? Do I keep trying to make this work with this person? That's not, um I gotta be open, and that's what it requires in healthy relationships. Openness. You gotta, and I know it's easier said than done. I've been in several relationships, but when you know you want somebody else, you got to be open. I'm no longer happy in this.
Right.
This
And I-
don't work for me no more. I have love for you, but I'm not in love with you no more. We had something good, but things have changed. I don't want to fight for this no more because this ain't healthy for me. This don't feel good to my mental. Every time I'm around you, my nervous system is on fire. I gotta move. I gotta go. I gotta
yeah,
let you
this
know.
is, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge in the
Yeah.
person. Yeah. So the thing came up about older generations.
Mhm.
Uh, Often they suppress their emotions.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of it's because of survival needs, uh,
Mhm.
uh, the cultural expectations during past times, and one major thing
Mhm.
is the lack of one taking care of themselves, their mental health.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
mental health, aware of your mental health. See,
Man.
it'll mess. Listen, mental health is everything. There are certain things that I must be aware. And see, we cover the older generation. They cover stuff away. That's how it is. That's how I am. That's just how it's gonna be. But
Mhm.
it's a
Mhm.
protective mechanism that is working against you. You know. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been counseling all my life,
Right.
but there was a time in my life that I needed therapy.
Ooh, come on now.
I know I needed to talk it out. I need to chop it up with somebody because of my mental wealth. But see, you know when you find yourself that as people do, I know I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did this to me. They keep doing this to me. I know I'm not losing my mind. I saw what I saw, I experienced what I experienced, but you're not doing anything to take care of your mental health
Right.
because you think that's you. I'm a man. I'm supposed to be able to handle this. I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be able to deal with certain things.
Come on
No, no,
now.
no. You need a little therapy.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you got a lot of people walking the streets and they're not taking their medication.
At all.
Seriously,
They loose cannons,
you know what I'm saying?
baby.
And they
Yeah.
never resolved a bunch of trauma, childhood issues that follow them all the way until adulthood, and they carry. They just think it's okay to be that way.
Yeah.
No, I don't need a security blanket.
That's
And some
real. I
just
like
some
that.
stuff I got to get rid of because my calm, my peace of mind, my tranquility, my joy,
Mm-hmm.
my laughter,
Mm-hmm.
my enjoying a breeze or having a good time, my ability to listen to some jazz if I like, you
Right.
know, watch a movie and cry, all the things that evolve or involve some type of emotion, some kind of what, some stuff I got to make sure that mentally I'm balanced. And if you are in
Yeah.
my life and whether I'm working for you're my boss, you're my employee, you're going to tell me what to do and how I'm supposed to do it. If I don't do this way, you're going to tell me whatever. It's a way to talk to me.
Absolutely.
There's a way to communicate with me. There's a way, to get me to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a way you ain't going to get nothing out of me if you come at me the wrong way, period. And we're going to shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
okay.
no, really. Yeah, I like that, and that's real talk. I have one more point that I wanted to bring up, though, that I really think is that I wanted to definitely say is fear of abandonment sabotages healthy connections.
Mm,
Man, a lot of people hold on because they so scared. Daddy left, mama left me. I grew up by myself. That nobody really helped me, man. And so they hold on because they so scared of starting over or being alone. And so they
yeah,
have these abandonment issues. They don't want to be left. They because somebody left them and they carry in this trait. So they are rather, even if they take advantage of people, or even if they're being taken advantage of, as long as they got somebody, so they not alone, so nobody else leaves them. You know what I'm saying? And so you hold on because that's codependency. And I wanted to bring it up because I did it. Right. I did it. And so because I did it, I understood it because I had to stop looking at everything and everybody else. I had to, like you said earlier, I had to look at me. What is happening that I am experiencing the same thing? I am the equal common denominator. What do we
mm,
do about this? What am I drawing in? What am I calling into myself? Why am I doing this? Well, I was
mm,
doing it because it's a season in my life I missed my daddy and my mama, right?
mm,
At a season in my life I felt like I had nobody. At a season in my life in teen pregnancy, there was a lot of things going on and I felt alone. So in so it was easy for me to reach for the man that was abusing me because he was the first man to come and tap me on the butt and say, "Oh, you cute, you pretty." You know what I'm saying? Because that codependency. Oh, he like me. Attention. I don't want him to leave. And so
mm.
it messed up at that time, any possibility of a healthy connection because I was so fearful of being abandoned because of my
Yeah.
past scars and hurts. I couldn't move past it. So I definitely wanted to bring that up.
I mean, it's a vitally important point, and it must never be minimized because many people breathing, walking, getting up out their bed every day, starting their day, ending their day, are still holding on to past hurts,
That's right.
are
Yeah,
still stuck in the same places,
that's
uh,
right.
hiding behind their fears,
Mm-hmm.
afraid, looking for their safe space. I'd rather be safe than to live. Uh,
Right.
Yeah, I'd rather. I mean, if I'm safe being lonely, I'd rather be lonely than go out there and try to live my life again. It's a tough, but fear and not healing and being traumatized, all these things prevent people from living the life they're supposed to live.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on now. I want the best life I can have. So
Right.
I need to be whole. And in my
Mm-hmm.
brokenness, whatever it is that's wrong with me, I got to find out how to fix it.
Yeah.
That's not how,
Remove that fear.
that's not God's intention, man.
No. At
God ain't,
all.
no, God never intended for me to suffer every damn day.
And be in
No,
misery and be
you understand what I'm
unloved
saying? And be in misery and what you say?
and be unloved.
See, uh,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
Listen, man.
crucial.
Yeah, it's critical, man. And we went a little bit longer today, but it was necessary because this is real. This is people staying in these type of relationships for just those reasons. You know what I'm saying? For just the
Right.
things that we said. You know what I'm saying? Um, so my question for the audience, because we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap this up, because I really feel like we can go on for hours about
Yeah, it's
this
a
because
lot.
it's really
It's a lot
major.
here.
Hey, man, you know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
we chop it up. But for the audience, I want you to ask yourself, have you ever pushed away healthy love? And if so, definitely let us know how. Just comment, and everything. And then the second question, do you think chaos can become addictive? My call to action for you or to understand is that peace should not feel like suspicion. Peace shouldn't
Mm,
feel suspicious. Healthy
mm.
love should not feel suspicious and alarming to you, right? So, Dad, always, I like for you to close us out. Well, let us know, how to follow us and all of that, and then I'm gonna close us out.
Okay, well, I just want to say I'm really grateful for the comments that we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, from all over. I mean, you know, Oregon and Washington State, New York City, Chicago, Cali. People are calling up with real comments, real they and it's justifiable because I'm saying we doing what we're doing is cancer, cancer to cancer,
Two cancers,
one
one truth.
two
Yeah.
cancers, one truth. Um, but it is right. Some of the comments have stated, like, as you said earlier, I mean, this is not just for Cancerians. I mean, this we people, man. The
Yeah.
relationships, when we start talking about these things, perspectives is 20-year difference between my daughter and myself. So we've been here and we're gonna give truth. And basically, there are many relationships that are toxic. You understand what I'm saying? There are
Yes.
many situations, but we entertain all the questions. We will read the questions. We will address the questions. Lavinia, mostly, or myself, we will. I appreciate all the calls. Everybody looks at different times. Somebody said to me today, reviewing our last week's session, they just heard it just a few
Hmm.
minutes ago, and they said, uh, Bishop, I just want you to know, um, all cancers are not honest. And I said, okay. I mean, okay. I mean, I get it because
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they aren't. I mean, anybody that's not healed and broken, they can't be. I mean, there's nobody got
Matter
to,
what the sign is. Yeah.
huh? It
And it
don't
doesn't
matter.
matter
But
what
you
the
know what I mean? But
sign is.
but we no, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? People, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, you're a healed person, a whole person comes across different. But anyway, continue to hit the like button. Continue to share. Uh, Leave comments. We appreciate it. It's doing a good job. I'm grateful for all the responses. You know what I'm saying? We are reaching people, so I'm very happy to be doing this with you, Lee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You already know, ditto. I love sharing this platform with you. Um, this is very positive and it reaches a lot of people. And I love what we're doing because, like I always say, even if we just reach one, we've done our job. You're not going to resonate with everybody, but for the people that it's meant to reach, we greatly appreciate that. And that's what we want, just to bring awareness, to various things that people go through that get swept under the rug and nobody talks about. Two cancers, one truth. But it doesn't just have to be about a Cancer or Scorpio or whatever you are. It's about people,
Yeah.
relationships, purpose in life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, as always, it is an honor to share this platform with you. Guys, you can follow us at Verbal Mirrors RU podcast on why can't I think right now? Where we on? YouTube. That's our YouTube. And then for Podbean, because we're trying to build our subscribers. So go like, share, subscribe, comment. We're trying to build our Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podcasts over there where we push it out. So it is at Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding podbean.com. Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding.podbean.com. And then you can follow us at Verbal Mirrors RU Podcast on YouTube. So again, thank you so much for joining us, supporting us, sharing this information, and giving us your input, because without you we couldn't have a show. We greatly appreciate you, and we want you to come back for another segment next week of truth. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Conversations full with truth, honesty, with the two cancers and one truth. We appreciate you, and until next time, peace. As we wrap up another episode of Verbal Mirrors Reflecting Understanding, we encourage you to carry the reflection sparked here into your daily interactions. Let the echoes of diverse perspective guide your journey towards greater empathy and connection. Thank you for being a part of our dialogue. Until next time, may your mirrors of understanding continue to reflect a world filled with compassion and unity.